can also hear him. He's got that deep, sexy voice. You're too
Yeah.
tall to be. Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording right now.
Too tall to be interviewing me.
I know, that's the story of my life.
Fair. How is this allowed? How is he allowed to interview me? He's too tall. Have I got a soapbox or something?
I could spread my legs apart.
Stay there. What's going on?
What's up, Shane?
Sorry, man. You all right?
Now I feel like Mean Gene Okerlund.
You do? That's good. Doing the honor to join you.
What's going on? Baby Huey out here in SummerSlam, out in Las Vegas, and I'm here with the United States champion, Sheamus. How's it going?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Just looking there for dandruff, mate. No, you're okay. You're all right.
Am I good?
It's clean scalp.
I know, it's good. I know, I got a cut just for you. But listen, man, dude, so excited to talk to you. It's last time we talked, you came into the studio at the radio station I work at. You had the big gold belt at the time. It was
What year was that?
God, I want to say 2012. I think so. It's been a minute.
That would have been, the world title. Yeah.
The world title at the time. So, listen, I know you're a big badass in and out of the room.
Stand back there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good. Get him out.
Use the camera angle.
Listen, I know you're a big badass in and out of the ring, but I want to say you are one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Not nice, though. That's a myth. That's a guy out there. It's terrible.
No, but
Terrible rumor going around on a nice guy. I don't like that.
But
I don't like that at all.
no, it was like after one of the shows. I think it was Raw or SmackDown. I was in town at the time. I was sitting front row. You came up to me and gave me a big hug. So that always stuck with me, just how awesome you are. But I always appreciate that. But listen, for the last year and a half, you've been putting on some banger matches in WWE. I know you've been in WWE for a minute now. What's been the secret to your success? Have you found a fountain of youth, or what's been it for you that you've been putting on these amazing matches?
First off, I really appreciate that. Look, after the last Mania, the one before the PC one, I got a really bad concussion, and I was out, and I had some issues with my neck, and I didn't know whether to get back in the ring. You know what I mean? It really was a pretty stressful time for me, and I just wanted to know if that's how I was thinking to myself, is this how I want my career to end? So I worked 10 times as hard as I ever have to get back in shape and to get back in the ring, and it just, for me, it was just I've got a lot of stuff to prove. You know what I mean? I've done a lot, but I just still wasn't satisfied with what I've done and what I've achieved, and I wanted to get back out there. And then I came back, and I did on my own time, did more physical therapy, and I was coming back together, got myself in the best shape I ever have. But and then I came back, and then the whole thing, the return wasn't great. Shorty G is an incredible performer. And the gimmick that he was doing at the time, in fairness, wasn't great. That's why it didn't last, because you can see how good he is on SmackDown now. We're just in the closet stuff. And then I felt like there was no plan when I came back. And it just took a little steam out of me. And then obviously the pandemic happened. As the biggest blow, what even motivated me more was the fact that I was coming back at the Royal Rumble, And then, but then Edge comes back as well. So it was kind of I just felt like I'm coming back after 8-9 months. I'm motivated, and then the story for me, there was no direction with it. I felt, and then all of a sudden now I'm on a pre-show in the Rumble. I think it was in Texas, and I remember there was some problem with ticket issues or something, so there was nobody in the front row. I was actually wrestling in an empty arena, and me and Shorty baked the shit out of each other, but. That even motivated me even more, mate. You know what I mean? I was just I just felt like everything on my return it wasn't what I envisioned it to be. So when the pandemic happened and stuff like that, and we were going to PC, I was like, screw this. I'm gonna go out there and show people what I can do. And instead of in the beginning where some of the girls and guys were kind of performing as if there was a crowd there, I was able to put my intensity and my focus on Cole and Corey and my opponent, and it just started going from there. I was able to reinvent myself and show a side that people hadn't seen before. Maybe they had, but hadn't really noticed. And I was just going out there trying to kill it all the time, creating. I was trying to come up with new ideas, fresh ideas. I got getting in there with with whoever I could possibly get in there. I went in with Jeff, had a great story with Jeff. I just put myself into it. And then obviously Big E, and then it just steamrolled from there with Riddle, and and that's kind of rejuvenated me, mate. Going in there with like a lot of the young talent have come up as well as the guys who were there, and my mindset is, I'm babbling here, but my mindset's always been, look, I want to be successful. I want to do something that's just, I go out there and I perform and I compete as if I've never won anything. And I'm always trying to make an aim for myself, improve myself. And that's what keeps me hungry, mate.
That's great to hear. No, because
long answer for such a short.
No, but it's true, because that's one thing. Listen, I know the pandemic era for WWE has been very tough, the Thunderdome era, but you were one of the highlights as far as the matches. You were going out there with Riddle and Jeff Hardy, like just it was amazing. And like that was a time period, listen, no fans, no one in attendance, but focus on the in-ring work. Yeah. And you were doing some amazing stuff. And I was keeping track of other podcasts, other wrestling shows, and everyone was praising you for the week-to-week matches. So that's why I had to bring it up. Just kudos to you for everything you've done. That's great. So now looking ahead this weekend, SummerSlam, I love the vibe. It's like a whole WrestleMania 2.0 vibe out here. So what's it mean for you to go out there and perform in front of the WWE Universe again?
That's everything, mate. You know what I mean? Like the difference now with the crowd. Like, in the first week, I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I was a bit nervous, because you're in an environment where there's $1 million man, Teddy DiBiase! Teddy, how are you, fella? Looking great. So for me, it's just like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous to come back there because you're in that environment of the Thunderdome and everything, and it's just kind of like, now you're going in the live crowd. How are they going to react? There's no piped in sound. You know what I mean? It's like you're back in that, and dude, it's just so great to have them back again. Like feeding off them, like pushing their buttons. You know what I mean? Getting under their skin, just interacting with them, and that's really what we've all missed, mate. You know what I mean? And it's just like Christmas come back. You know what I'm saying? And especially now, obviously we had WrestleMania, which was the first step, but now we're here at SummerSlam, which with a much bigger audience, whatever. It's huge, just as big arena. You know what I'm saying? And it really is the biggest event we've done since Mania in New York.
I was out there. I mean, that's the thing for me. I'm excited. It's been like almost 2.5 years since I've been able to travel and come out and cover one of these WWE events. So it's just, I'm excited as well. But
I'm sorry there with you, mate. We all are, mate. We all are, in fairness. And even doing every Raw and SmackDown that we've been doing so far as well, they're all special. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is. But it's funny. I just read a couple of things, like a couple of people claiming that they're the superstar of the Thunderdome. Well, here's the problem with that, mate. A couple of people went home, you know what I mean, during the PC era. So I don't really, if you want to talk about who the MVP was of the whole Thunderdome PC era, that Thunderdome era is just the cheat, because we were in that PC for a long time. But you know what I mean, there's a couple of people that, but as you said, like, I feel like I was definitely the MVP.
Absolutely. No, I
go home, mate. I stay there. I got stuck in, put my work boots on and got stuck in to work.
No, absolutely. You won me over. I mean, I've been a fan obviously for years for you, but let's look ahead this weekend. Yeah. Damian Priest, he's challenging you for your U.S. title that you have right here. He's kind of mocking you this past Monday. Yeah. So, looking ahead to this Saturday.
That half-arse bro kick of his. Yeah, mate. Hey, Damon, that needs a bit of work. You know what I'm saying? Might take you 10 years, though, to get anywhere near how good I throw my bro kick. Listen, I'll tell you what, right? I'm not going to lie. Damo's come out of NXT. He's been very successful down there. He's made a big and quick name for himself. I feel like the two that really have stood out, since they came up in the last while is Damo and Riddle. You know what I mean? Obviously, I mixed up with Riddle at Mania. So now Damo, he's a super talented man. He's been around a long time. He's hungry. He's passionate about what he wants to do. He wants to make a big splash really, really fast. He's got a very unique moveset. You know what I mean? He's got that deep bleeding sex phone line voice. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be a hard lesson from this Sunday. Listen, I kind of feel bad about how much I'm going to smash him up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let's be honest, right? It's like going into a major fight, but sparring with I don't know. Listen, how can you compare Miz and Morrison to me? You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with them a lot with the Bad Bunny thing and all that. But going in there against me, I'm just a different animal, fella. You know what I mean? I'm just going to rip his head. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rip those stupid bleeding braids out of his head. I'll probably swing him around with them, maybe. You know what I mean?
With the chains on his pants.
I don't know. I couldn't pull that off.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
me
want to
neither.
pull that off.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind he's like a super talented guy, you know what I mean? Very unique moveset, but when it comes to one-on-one with me, I'm just going to knock the shit out of him.
I love it. I can't wait to hear it. So listen, real quick, I just want to ask you favorite SummerSlam moment, either for you as a competitor or just growing up watching WWE.
Oh, man. Best SummerSlam moments. I have to say it was the Mega Powers, maybe. The Mega Powers teaming up.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that was great storytelling there. The whole build from WrestleMania 4 and the Elizabeth thing. I have to say it was as a kid, you know what I mean? If I talk about it as a kid, the Mega Powers was a huge deal for me.
Awesome. Listen, Sheamus, I know you got a busy day. I just want to thank you.
I got coffee here.
But listen, like I said, you've always won my respect, just, personally coming by the studio and, after the show in the Bay Area a couple years ago, you gave the big hug. So you've always won me over. So thank you for being just the coolest dude.
I just try and be me, you know what I mean? That's the most important thing, is try to be me. I just have the crack. I don't know, you never know when this train is going to come or my train is going to come off the track. So I go out there and I go out as if every match is my last match, and that's what's important, you know what I mean? So I got to keep the train rolling, though, you know what I mean? I can't look back, I can only look forward. So this Saturday at SummerSlam, expect United States champion to come out on top, yeah, fella?
Awesome. Good luck. Thank you so much.
This won't be coffee, this will be Guinness.
I would love to drink a Guinness with you.
Cheers, mate.